The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
Happy 4K BLUsday. Welcome to the video companion to the podcast on the Brandon Peters Show. This is for Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. I'm here to take a look at some of the new releases. I have a bit of a short stack this week, I'm not going to lie, but I padded it with some things. We're going to have fun. I've already got a couple things showing up this week, actually tomorrow, which kind of stinks. They can't be on this, but we'll make do. But I have big news. We have a giveaway, our first one, and we're giving away Back to the Future, not the 4K Ultra HD of the trilogy, but the standard Blu-ray version of it. Why So Blue, who sponsors the show, is helping with this giveaway, and it's really easy. All you got to do to enter, if you want it, is subscribe to this YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter at Brandon4KUHD, and then follow Why So Blue on Twitter at Why So Blue. Trifecta. Then tweet out with the hashtag GiveMeB2FBrandon, and you're entered to win. I'll go looking for you. I'll make sure you subscribe to everything, and then you win. So I think that this is going till the 20th. So next week, I'll announce a winner on this show. Just remember, hashtag GiveMeB2FBrandon. That's all you got to do. That's it. Simple. Subscribe here. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Why So Blue on Twitter. That easy. All right? Very exciting. You got a week to get this down, and I'll tell the winner next week. So, cool. There's going to be more giveaways out here, too. I hear there's another one coming really soon, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, let's start today with my pick of the week from last week, Pierre Le Fou, the Jean-Luc Godard film that was from Criterion. This is their second version of it. Their original went out of print, and it was really expensive for a long time. It went out of print with that Third Man and stuff when Studio Canal picked up the rights to a lot of Criterion films and had to zip them from the line. I personally have the UK one I showed last week. This is the brand new one with a 4K transfer coming from straight here in the United States. I haven't got a chance to pop this in yet. This podcast keeps me pretty busy, and I'm doing some October stuff, but this is looking like a nice early November watch for me. But here we go. We got some really good stuff. This is a cool movie. This is a favorite Godard of mine, and I'm excited that Criterion's got it back. This is cool. Next, maybe I'll do a 4K Ultra HD with some of these, but that's a gripe I continually have. Next, I have my only release that's not out yet, that is a review copy that I have in my possession, is The Haunting. This one from 1999, the remake that everybody loves. I'm excited to give it another look. I only saw it in the theater. Wasn't a big fan of it then, but I'm a different person now. Maybe it's all right. Who knows? I do know that Justin Beam, who's going to be on the show at the end of the month, he did the bonus features for this. I'm hearing good things about it, so I am looking forward to this release. Got a nice little throwback disc art. I like that. It's kind of like a lobby card. You can look back here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. Got a stack right now. My reviews are going to be slowed up thanks to this show. But hey, bonus coverage, right? Next, since that's it for that, I've got a really cool release for the movie we covered this week. And you might have seen it make a cameo appearance in the promo, which, that was awesome. I like that promo a lot. I'm going to plug it like crazy. Watch that promo. But Molly Henry from the blogging band, she and I discussed The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's Dario Argento's first film. This is Arrow's second release of it. They kind of screwed it up the first time. I think they had the aspect ratio all cropped up and weird, but they did it right. There was a Anchor Bay Blu-ray that went out of print in the US, and then a smaller company picked it up, put it out. I had that one. It wasn't bad, but a lot of people crapped on it. So I guess I'm not credible. I don't know. So it comes with reversible cover art. As you got this poster I talked about that on the show. That's on the alternate posters. Got some discs. And I always love the lobby cards. They don't have anything on the back. They're all black. But you can take a look at them. There's Susie Kendall. Yeah, I got some blood and guts. This isn't like the other one I did. The Hodorowski set. That one's kind of cool. I almost used that for some art, but it didn't fit what I was doing. Also in here, you get a nice THICC booklet. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. And this booklet's got more stills, essays, information on this restoration. This is a full quadrant must-have release. I think it might be out of print. They do have a regular one, so pick that one up. But this was, big collector item. They do Argento right. I wish they do Four Flies and Gray Velvet, because they did The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, they did Cat o' Nine Tails, and then they did Deep Red, and they're just, that one's got rights things, but look at this. I love this post. I need to put this one up in my house. I love this one. And then we got that. This is classic, just awesome. I like this poster. But as she mentions, look at that, peacock. But there we go. Now, my vintage pick of the week. We're already there, but it's okay. It is the Halloween set that we had. From, sorry, it was a Scream Factory joint. But in order to get this to happen, all of them, you have groups like Anchor Bay, which Anchor Bay then went to Stars, which Stars then went to Lionsgate. And then you had the Weinstein Company with a lot of the new ones. You had Dimensions Films and Miramax, which was part of Disney at one time. You have Universal Studios, not let alone Halloween 4 and 5 at one point, were CBS films. Just insanity. This one came with a nice book as well. And it's got good essays. This is out of print. And you Friday the 13th procrastinators better hurry up, because you ain't gonna get, it's gonna go. And you're gonna wish you had it. This is just home video collector's dreams. Yeah, it's bulky, but I like the attention to it. There's Halloween. Halloween, of course, comes with both Anchor Bay releases. A lot of people have arguments on the transfer. I really like the cold-looking Dean Cundy approved one. My friend Katie Wright from AV Club, she likes the other one that's more orange. I thought that one was great, and I saw the Dean Cundy one. She says prints tend to lean towards that one, so maybe that's it, but you're not wrong. There wasn't really issues with that. Then you have Halloween 2. This is a great release because it's got the television version, which if you want a wacky movie night, pop that in. That thing is an editing disaster considering what they had. The new reaffirmed classic Halloween 3 is in here. That's a one-discer and the eco case. But hey, it's a good release. This film has been reanalyzed and is now a seasonal classic, and it's got Tom frickin' Atkins, and it is a fun movie. It's just perfect. It's one of the best Carpenter not made by Carpenter movies, because it feels like he could have made it. Halloween 4. Now, this one had a bit, they tried to fix something on the transfer with this release. It screwed something up, so they had to replace it with the original Anchor Bay disc. Now this one and Halloween 5, I would like to see get some 4K adjustments. These films both could use some new restorations, and I think would look great. But, Halloween 4 and 5, they're just, whatever you think of Halloween 5, it just feels right to watch it after Halloween 4. They go together so well. They both are like super 80s. It's awesome. This was the big deal of this set. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Go to whysoblu.com, find my piece on it, and Naptown Nerd I've written about Halloween 6. This is as dorky and dweeby and silly as this sounds. This movie was important in my film life, of learning how crazy this production was, a secret bootleg cut I had to make trades for, talk to people online. lot of craziness as a young high schooler with Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. This, of course, gives you both versions. Thank you, Scream Factory, for getting this to happen. Amazing. And Halloween H2O. This was another important one here in this set, as they got to redo a lot of features. There's new stuff on here. And you also, you get, you know, stuff that never had happened before that was promised. And you get Jodie Lynn O'Keefe, Josh Hartnett on here, like a lot of people. It's like the perfect Scream Factory collector's edition of it. And they fixed the aspect ratio. They had open matted it in the previous releases. You could only get from Canada had it appropriate, but it still looked warbly. But I just don't think this one's a pretty one in terms of bringing it to high definition and such. But maybe someday someone could put it on 4K with a big restoration. But this is still, I think this is a fun pop movie. It really moves fast. Pretty good slasher for its era. And, I mean, it's got that same vibes at just a different era for what they were going for in the new one. Halloween Resurrection. I'm sure this movie has its fans. But, you know, it's part of the family. Trick or treat, MFer. We know. Rob Zombie's Halloween comes in here. And as I mentioned, this one does not have the theatrical cut. It's the director's cut only. But it does include Rob's really long documentary about making these. Regardless of your thoughts of the film, I think it's an interesting attempt, and it has its merits, it has its fans, and, you know, unlike a lot of the remakes out there, at least this one says something and has a voice and creativity, a lot of creativity behind it. I mean, at bare minimum, whether you like it or not, it does serve that way. I love his Halloween too. I love the director's cut of this movie. I believe I've written about it. How this is fascinating. It is like the go wild Rob Zombie movie I wanted in the first one, and this is just deep. It deals with trauma in an ugly way, and I really like it. It's got an awesome look to it. It's got weird dream sequences, and I get it's not for everybody. Some people like a traditional same Halloween. This is my weird one. This is absolutely awesome. To me, I don't need your hate. I like this movie. Move on with your life. It has a bonus disc, which has a lot of the retrospectives for Halloween 4 and 5 sit on that disc. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I dig it a lot. Now moving on. We're going to focus on, I don't have my Friday the 13th set yet. It's coming, and hopefully the day it comes, I'll be able to do a video specially for that, because you saw how long that set was. We have the original complete collection, which came in this tin from Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, what happened was them and Paramount had some deal where they were getting to release a lot of Paramount's catalog titles, and that's why these two came together, because New Line, which is under Warner Brothers, owns Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, and then the character of Jason Voorhees. They actually have the rights to. So the first ones, though, those are separate rights under Paramount. So it was around the Interstellar time. There was a big deal. We don't need to talk about it right now. It's fine. We're focusing on this. So this one was very heavy. Like, people doing art on these tend to not apparently know Friday the 13th. I mean, they use him from, look like, I think this is Jason Goes to Hell on this cover, which that's one that have a lot of fans. You've got the remake here, focused right there with that singer, what's her name? Sorry, really bad with the name there. I'll come up with it randomly. So there's that. So already we got one Jason, a victim in the water. Then it came, this is kind of cool. Came here, it had a band around it that says, I told the others, they didn't believe me, you're all doomed. So they got that Crazy Ralph line here. It's got a little booklet, which is an excerpt from Crystal Lake Memories, which is a great book you should pick up. I should have put that in the video, but I didn't. And then you get your Camp Counselor Crystal Lake patch, which which I still haven't opened. But they house these all in a book format. And the mask, I don't know where they got that from, but it's newer art. And then you got the table of contents. Got a nice little gloss in there. They have the first movie by itself. And then part 2 comes by itself. And if you notice, these were released, 1, 2, and 3 were released solo on Blu-ray when they first came out. And I worked on them when I was at Testronic Laboratories. I was very excited. And part 4 was being worked on, but then it never came out. I don't know why they held off on part 4, but it never got a solo release. It was supposed to. That was the plan, but they just kept it to 3. Part 3 comes with these headache-inducing 3D glasses. You get a pair of them. And it comes by itself. Part 4, the final chapter, my personal favorite Friday the 13th movie. And then they start double dutying. So A New Beginning and The New Blood share... I'm sorry. Jason Lives, the 6th one. They share a disc. And then The New Blood and Jason Takes Manhattan share a disc. Also, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X share a disc. And finally, Freddy vs. Jason, because it was out on Blu-ray before, has its own disc. And so does Friday the 13th, the Marcus Nispel Platinum Dooms remake. That has its own disc. And then it has the Killer Bonus DVD, which is the DVD from the original set that had its own special features, which are really good. The original DVD set, the Crystal Lake one that got put out with 1 through 8, was outstanding for DVD. I think that's a great set. And then they did a double dipper before this that had even more bonus features that go on to this one. So they're just loading up bonus features upon bonus features upon bonus features. The new set doesn't have Crystal Lake Memories, the 8-hour film adaptation of the book, which is like the only thing missing. But that's like asking A Nightmare on Elm Street to have Never Sleep Again included. Though, just buy those separately. They're the best bonus feature you could ever hope for. Now, I wanted to also point out, because that set, which I didn't mind that set. This set has been hated on and hated on and hated on. And I was like, dude, we're getting Friday the 13th. They don't look bad. They got great bonus features. Yeah, you didn't like the packaging. The next one that they came out with 1 through 8, the packaging had all Roy Burns mask on it, just like they did with a lot of the DVDs. One of my only real gripe with that set was Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, did not have the unrated cut on there. That is the cut of the film. I saw the film first time on VHS, and when it came to VHS, it was the version you couldn't see in theaters. And so I only knew that one. And I was like, well, how bad could it be? When I popped, oh yeah, I'd never seen the theatrical cut. I had no desire to. But I kept my DVD because it had this unrated cut, which includes, quite possibly, my favorite kill in the entire series. And you'll know which one I'm talking about, because it's the couple that goes to get it on in the tent when they're camping. And apparently in real life, they were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend, so reliving those memories. But the guy who is possessed by Jason at the time has like a spear thing, and she's on top of him, he goes through the tent, goes through her, and rips her in half. And it's an amazing practical effect. Shook me to the core when I saw it as a kid, because I was not used to that gore. This is like the new Friday the 13th when I first was watching it, and I just, and it's been with me ever since, and that kill is just awesome. So it's back on the new set. Very excited to see it in high definition. Now, as a little bit of fun, I have a couple VHS tapes. I got a VHS tape of Friday the 13th Part 2. This is what that looked like back in then. Yeah, a little VHS action here today. And of course, I have Friday the 13th, the final chapter on VHS. A lot of my VHS tapes I don't really think of keeping. I kept some for some odd reason, but I like box art. I like to display VHSs, but watching them, that's a nostalgia I'm not sure I understand too much. I try. I popped in. I had an Elm Street marathon one time where I took I went half and half. Like I'd watch one on Blu-ray and then the next one on VHS and then one, and it just kind of, I don't know. But more power to you if that's the way you like it. Hey, be happy. That's cool. I'm not here to knock you. I'm just talking about myself personally. So that, lastly, I've had this since I worked at Toys R Us when I was in high school, and this first came out. It's Mcfarland Toys, Jason Voorhees, and it's modeled off of Jason Goes to Hell, of course, because you know what? That's probably the one that got the rights sold. Jason X wasn't out. This was probably 1996, probably 97, 98, around there when this came out. I have him and Freddy from the original series, and I had them in their box. You're like, Brandon, why'd you take that out? Oh my gosh, it's worth money. My son, when he was like 3 or something, pointed out to me, because I used to have these in boxes, and I had them like, on my wall, like, look at me, I got a toy in a box. And he's looking at it, he's like, why do you have it in the box? I'm like, cause it's worth more money that way, that's how you keep it. And he said, and this, I learned from children, this is the best thing he told me. He goes, are you gonna sell it ever, Dad? And I said, no, of course not. I'm not going to... And then he made sense. Like, the packaging's not that great. And I've had a lot more fun setting up my shelves and having him in a pose and being active and around than just in a box nailed to the wall. So, yeah, I opened him up, and I'm never going to sell him. I want to keep him. I had him for, over 20 years. So, cheers to my son for that hot tip. All right. And that'll bring us to the end here for 4K BLUsday. We went longer even. But that's some of my other Friday the 13th stuff. I look forward to opening the new one for you when it arrives. It's scheduled for Thursday for me, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, we have a giveaway. Back to the Future. Hashtag GimmeB2F Brandon. Subscribe to the page. Follow me on Twitter. And follow Why So Blue on Twitter. Make a tweet with that hashtag and we're in. All right. Very good. Is there something else I can't remember?
The fuck is this?
Your worst nightmare, butthorn.
McBain!
Yeah.
All right. If you're a distributor and you want to see some of your stuff on this program, just hit me up. Mail at thebrandonpetershow.com, or you can find me on social media at Brandon4KUHD. That'll do it for today. Old Space Show's back with another episode of Space 1999 tomorrow. 4K BLUsday will be back next week, and we'll announce that winner of the contest. So enjoy your day, and as always, remember to keep the positivity in your online film chatter.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at thebrandonpetershow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at thebrandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.